It's not just Antifa that's been taking over that's a danger to America. There are other enemies that are taking advantage of the chaos. William Barr uncovered a huge foreign threat that's taken over in the protests. It's no secret that Russia, Iran and China have been cheering on the unrest and violence that many American cities are experiencing. Thank God things that happen in America do not happen in Russia, said Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov. China, fearing that there will be fallout because of the coronavirus outbreak, is happy to see America focus instead on its own problems. Disney redesigned their poster for The Force Awakens in China to make black actor John Boyega's image reduced to the same size as a random stormtrooper. How can Disney posture as a global champion of civil rights while refusing to speak out against China's relentless human rights abuses, including restrictions on speech that Hollywood helps the CCP enforce against Americans? Breitbart asked. Yet now they're saying they stand against racism and for their black employees. China imprisons a vast number of its religious and ethnic minorities, yet the left continues to claim that it is racist to criticize the Chinese government. There is no doubt that China is looking to replace America as the global superpower by any means possible. China and Joe Biden have deep connections, and it seems likely that they would rather have Biden win the election than Trump, who has called China out for their actions. Attorney General William Barr said on Thursday that there are extremist groups and foreign actors that are taking advantage of the protests. The protests were started to protest the death of George Floyd, who died after a police officer pressed down on his neck for an extended length of time. After expressing deep sympathies over George Floyd's death in Minneapolis police custody, Barr said at a press briefing that 3 different sets of actors are involved in the demonstrations, namely peaceful protesters, looters and extremist agitators that hijack protests to pursue various agendas. Fox News reported. He is not the only member of the Justice Department to claim that the demonstrations had been hijacked. This echoed what a senior Justice Department official told Fox News Wednesday about how the feds have seen signs of very organized coordination from professional agitators, some linked to Antifa. Barr made it clear Thursday that there was a witch's brew of extremists with varying ideologies, including anarchists and those seeking to incite a civil war. Fox News went on to say, a good way to stop the violence is to make sure that there are a suitable number of police and National Guardsmen in attendance at the protests in the first place to keep them from getting out of hand. America should be careful to guard against violence, both when it comes from the police and from the people who rioted. The police officer who placed his knee against George Floyd's neck has been charged with murder. The people who turned the protests violent should be held accountable as well.